by Burlington. The Cougars kind of coasted, and you hope that, you got to know coming in you're going to get more of a game against Arrowhead than you did against King. So advantage there probably to Arrowhead, but I think pitching-wise, certainly the advantage has got to go to Craig.
Dan Blomgren steps in for the Cougars. A lot of Cougar faithful here. Heartland Arrowhead. Kind of a smattering of fans, but I think Craig's got the better attendance. Blomgren steps in, hitting .359. He had an inside the park homer, 3 hits, squares for a bunt, draws back, but it's an opening strike from Zeitzus.
Big first game for Blomgren. The 3 hits not only, but defensively he was solid.
Yep.
And then the inside the park home run really, just shows you how fast he is on the bases once he gets going.
0-1 pitch, low and inside, evens it up in a ball and a strike. Zeitzus carrying a 1.2 ERA. He's 5-1 on the season. He's pitched 35 and a third innings, given up 24 hits and 6 earned runs. That's it. Struck out 40. Blomgren fouls one back to the screen, and he's behind 1-2. Zeitzus also with 15 walks as well.
And again, when you look at Arrowhead, competition-wise, certainly playing a much more difficult conference, right, Classic 8 than the Milwaukee King. But you guys had mentioned it earlier, and Vic talked about on the pregame show, not the typical flamethrowers that we're used to Arrowhead having when you get to the state tournament. And this is obviously their number 2 guy. So I think the key for the Cougars right here is try to get something early and establish yourselves. 2-2
pitch coming to Blomgren as a curveball finished upstairs. Now he's going to do it again. A check swing fouls one off back to the screen. Craig's leadoff man, Dan Blomgren, trying to get something going for the Cougars. Second straight game, the visiting team via the coin flip loss.
Win a flip. Goodness gracious, Vic. Win a flip.
Here's the pitch. Chopper and a tap back towards Zeitzus. He's got it. Throws it in the dirt, and the first baseman can't pick it. And Blomgren's going to reach. Jacob Johnson can't pick the low throw. It was off the other side of the mound, the left side of the mound, that Zeitzus kind of fell off and backhanded that play and tried to make too hard a throw.
Well, and again, Blomgren's running. He runs well, but you've got time. Plant yourself, make the throw, and it's an easy out. Instead, you put one of the fastest kids in the ballpark on base, and what a great way to start for the Cougars now with Jake Campbell, who didn't have his best plate appearances in game 1, but that usually means he's going to bounce back.
Campbell takes the ball high and outside. E1 on the pitcher on that play as Blomgren reaches, runner at first. And again, the Cougars like to get ahead, and the opening batter reaching base is pretty big. Throw back and head first slide. No tag even applied.
We talked, all season long about Jake Campbell and how almost it's impossible to run on him. King found that out early when the guy was gunned down by 30 feet. But, Arrowhead, their catcher, Jeff Holtz, no slouch either. He's had an Indiana, and he may be the state player of the year. I think he batted close to 600 this year, 8 home runs, 32 RBIs. And, a guy, he's not as strong defensively as Jake. There's not many that are, but certainly he's going to be a more formidable guy to run against than the Milwaukee King catcher was, that's for sure.
1-1 on Campbell as Blomgren slides back in, check on the runner, and he has to kind of scramble the last 6 inches or so to get back to the base, but he's in there safely. 1-1 to Campbell. Jacob coming in to today with a .429 average. Had a base hit, as everybody did in the lineup. Another check on first. Blomgren is in safely.
And I probably covered, 15, 20 Craig games during the season, something like that. Struck out twice in that first game against King, and I hadn't seen him strike out all year. So very rare for Jake, and this early in the game, this may be a good spot for hit and run.
Here's the pitch. Outside, and it goes over the catcher's head. Blomgren's going to reach second base.
Or a good spot for a wild pitch.
So Blomgren down to second. It's a ball, 2-1 on Campbell as it floats over Jeff Holtz's head from Davis Zeitzus.
And Zeitzus right now, 2-1 on Campbell. You certainly don't want to get behind 3-1, so he may have to come fastball here. And if I'm Jake Campbell, I'm sitting dead red right here and hoping to drive it somewhere and get the Cougars on the board right away.
Out of the stretch, nobody holding him. Here's the pitch. High, didn't look like a fastball. Didn't really get up there very quickly, but it's 3-1 to Campbell. Maybe they want to make sure they don't make a mistake, and he shoots one in the gap.
Yeah, but this early in the game, you just want to go after kids. You got Malmanger on deck, and he's been just Mr. Clutch all year long, so...
Here's the 3-1. Smash to left. Left fielder on it. Pulvermacher makes the catch, no tag on a fly to left field. Was hit hard, but outfield playing deep and ready for Campbell.
Yeah, I think that one got off the handle. I think he just missed barreling up on that one, got it off the handle, and I thought when it left the bat that it might travel a little further.
That's what I was thinking.
The left fielder didn't hardly have to move. But still, Craig in an okay position with Blomgren at second. And again, their best clutch RBI guy up with Malminger with 27 on the year.
Malminger came in today with a .437 average. Opening pitch from Zeitzus, fouled back to the screen from Malminger. Opening half inning, Craig with a man on. And a 1-1 count to Malminger, and already Holtz out to talk with his pitcher, Zeitzus. Might be getting crossed up here in the last 5 or 6 pitches.
I was just going to say, this may be, I got some pretty valuable information that Craig was stealing signs that first game against King, so it might be a case right now of Holtz just saying, hey, let's switch things up a little bit. Normally that one might be a fastball. Let's go 3 fastball, 1 curveball, whatever it might be. And Blomgren on second, I don't see him giving any signals, but that doesn't mean that there's not something else he could do to let Malminger know what's coming.
0-1 the count to Luke. Here's the pitch from Zeitzus. That's in there for strike 2 looking. And it's 0-2 to the Cougar first baseman. Had a tough day at sectionals. Walked a lot, got hit by a couple of pitches.
Yeah, he
but he got a pretty darn good on-base percentage.
He had 1 official at bat?
Yeah, in 8 chances. 0-2, he's behind Zeitzus. Here's the pitch. Curveball drops outside and backhanded, and again, Zeitzus going to call time and head out there to talk. So things definitely crossed up, and here comes... Looks like the pitcher. It's not the pitching coach, Tim O'Driscoll. Looks like the head coach.
Yeah, something that maybe they picked something up. Maybe it just he doesn't look comfortable out there. I'm not sure. But the catcher, that's the second time he's been out there. But I got to believe it's more signal related. It's probably just saying, hey, look, let's change things up here. We just feel like Craig's getting a good read, but Malminger hasn't swung yet, so right. I can't think that would be it. And 2 of those are right down the middle of the plate. So whatever it was, we're going to be back to action. And again, Malminger, he's been a great 2-strike hitter all season long, and all he's trying to do right now, he's not looking to hit it hard. He just wants to put it in play somewhere and dump it in, and he knows with Blomgren's speed that he's going to score.
1-2 the count to Malminger. Nobody holding Blomgren. Zeitzus swines it. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. Evens it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing. Top of the first. Underway about an hour and a half late from the originally scheduled time.
Not much traffic on the interstate going by because it's 4 in the morning.
2-2 pitch. Malminger stays alive and fouls it back. We'll do it again at 2-2. Again, the winner will advance to face Wanakee Thursday night, 6 o'clock here at Fox City Stadium.
Wanakee's got to be down to their, 3rd or 4th pitcher at least. Because, they played 18 innings today and a lot of pitches thrown. That first game was 12-7, so,
Zeitzus back on the mound. Here it comes 2-2 to Malminger. Curveball in the dirt, blocked by Holtz. And it's run it full now on Malminger, who's brought it all the way back.
Typical Luke at bat, hang tough and try to get your pitch, and if it's not there, there's nothing wrong with taking your base with a walk either.
Full count. Zeitzus comes set. Still nobody holding Blomgren. Here it is. Malminger swings and fouls one over the Arrowhead dugout, first base side. Now, even though Craig is the visiting team, they are in the third base dugout.
They are. That is based on where you fit in the alphabet, and pretty hard to get any lower there. I guess higher than Arrowhead would be.
Probably true.
An AR, so.
Arcadia, maybe?
Arcadia, but they wouldn't be Division I.
Here's the pitch. Malminger swings and misses, and he's down on strikes. Tough at bat for the big man, and he goes down, and there's 2 outs, and a man on second for Noah Berghammer, the shortstop.
Yeah, just didn't quite catch up to it on the replay here. Just had a little bit of trouble, and first time through, a lot of times that's what happens, and your second time and third time through the lineup, if this guy's still in there, you usually catch up to those.
Berghammer, a couple of doubles in the last game and a couple of strikeouts. Here's the opening pitch. High for a ball. And
I think Noah showed that first game exactly. When he's up there and he's just in control and not trying to do 100 things at once and just gets up and swings, he hit the ball hard twice.
He did.
When he gets it into his head and he starts thinking too much, then he struck out. And
there's a ball down low. It's 2-0 on Berghammer. Trussin Kusmal to follow. If he gets a shot, Blomgren still at second. No score, top of the first. Craig without a hit, but one error on the pitcher. Allowed the base runner. Here it is. And also down low, 3-0 on Berghammer. Coming into the game, or coming into today, rather, with a .342 batting average. Looking in is Zeitzus to Holtz. Here's the 3-0. And in there for strike one, looking all the way, was Berghammer.
That's quite a few pitches already for Zoot Suit Riot, so he's going to have to.
You couldn't have saved that for like the third or fourth inning.
Well, I'm glad you're saying his name 30 times an inning because I don't want to.
Here's the 3-1 to Berghammer. Smash to left center. It's in the gap. It's going to be 1-0 Craig. And it one-hops the wall. Berghammer around second, and he's going to hold as the throw comes in. RBI double. Berghammer staying hot with an absolute crush to the left field power alley.
And again, just staying back, let the bat do the work. Don't try to do too much. And just a perfect swing by Noah. You know, again, he's not trying to hit the ball out of the park. His power comes when he just takes a nice, easy swing. You know, when he goes up and tries to hit the home runs, that's when he gets himself in trouble. That was a perfect swing to the gap. Craig's on the board. You couldn't ask for a better start for the Cougars.
1-0 Janesville Craig, and the batter will be Tresson Kusmal. Second is Berghammer. Still 2 outs. Curveball in the dirt, blocked by Holtz. Noah stays put. And it's 1-0. That was a blast.
That was. And Kusmal with a base hit his first game, but we could say that about everybody that was in the starting lineup. Every Cougar got a hit against Milwaukee Kings, so they would love to duplicate that in Game 2.
1-0 Janesville. Craig, top of the first. Cougars strike early against Zeitzus. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Kusmal with a mighty cut at that one.
Yeah, that's a swing to leave in the dugout. Heads out in left field, and, again, just take a simple approach. You're not going to hit the ball out of the park. It's very rare up here to hit home runs.
Here's the 1-1, and he fights one off over to the first base side and over the stadium roof.
1-2. Now get up on the bat a little bit, put the ball in play. Nothing fancy. Berghammer runs well. You get the ball in the outfield, he's going to score.
Zeitzus looks in. Nobody holding Noah. And here's the pitch. Curveball, and again fouled first base side. Down to a bunch of kids that are hanging tough in here.
Yeah, way past their bedtime. Way past their curfew may be out. The police may come and get them eventually.
Round them all up. Yes.
Put them in the paddy wagon and send them out of here.
1-2 the count to Kusmal. Berghammer away from second. Again, nobody holding him. Concentrating on the batter is Zeitzus, and here's the pitch. Curveball again drops low and away, and it's even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Craig on the board, 1-0 on an RBI double from Noah Berghammer.
And thus far, Zeitz's curveball is not finding the plate.
No.
So if
it's been up, it's been out.
If he's got to strictly go fastball, he's going to be in trouble.
Here's the 2-2. High for 3-2 now on Kusmal. First base is open. J.J. Brennan on deck. And it's full on Tresson Kusmal. Out of the stretch, here's the pitch. Down low, and a walk for Kusmal as he reaches. 2 on now for Brennan, who again also had a base hit in last night, or in the earlier game.
Yeah,
I already think it's last night.
Yeah, everybody. Pretty soon it will be yesterday's news, but that's okay. But again, this is a great start for the Cougars. If you can put up a crooked number, get another run here, not only are you ahead, but you've made Zusut throw a lot of pitches.
There's a ball upstairs to Brennan on Zeitzus' first offering. First and second are the runners, Berghammer and Kusmal. Brennan with a base hit, trying to get somebody else in. Here it is. Swings and punches one to second, but ranging to his left and throwing to first is Joey Bartolone, and the side is retired. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left for Craig. Bottom of the first coming up. It's Cougars 1, Arrowhead coming to bat. 2 up for the Arrowhead Warhawks in the bottom of the first. It's Chandler Pulvermacher, the left fielder, Luke Dubnicka, the third baseman, and Nick Wolfield, the center fielder. Pulvermacher will lead it off. He's hitting .410 coming into today.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some inflated batting averages on both teams because both of these clubs can swing the bats.
Pulvermacher, a lefty. Mitchell Wolfley on the mound to start for the Cougars. First pitch is swung on and fouled back. These guys are pretty aggressive at the plate. We saw that in their earlier game. Wolfley coming in as Craig's number one guy, carrying an ERA of 2.75. He's 6-2 on the year. He started 11 games and pitched 51 innings. Here's the offering up high for a ball.
And I think a lot of times with Mitchell in his couple of losses, he just didn't get the run support that he got a year ago. And, he was a Big 8's player of the year pitching-wise. And kid heading to the Air Force after next year. But more than anything, he's really worked hard on his splitter, and it's become his out pitch.
High fly ball to the warning track, and it bounces over the wall, and it's a ground rule double. March had a beat on it, and it got through his glove somehow. He had it. He was under it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to have to look at the replay here because it looked like it was a can of corn when it went off his bat. It was deep. I mean, it was on the warning track, but Marsh was under the ball, and let's see here on the replay what happens.
They haven't marked it a hit or an error yet.
Now, he kind of lost his footing right when he got to the warning track, and that's going to happen because it's a different surface, and he lost his footing, and it's got to be a two-base hit. And I mean, I don't think you can give him an error on it.
Okay. So Arrowhead with a double from Pulvermacher right off the bat. Ground rule and a throwback to second is late.
Tough break for the Cougars because March played the ball right. He lost his footing right when he hit the warning track, and because of that, he was just short of the ball.
Here's Luke Dubnicka, also a lefty. And Wolfley comes set. First offering is low and inside.
Certainly our goal next year, Josh, is for a replay at the Riverside press box. Yes.
Let's get that started. Dubnicka coming in with a .328 average to today. He's driven in 12 this year. No homers. Runner at second. Nobody out. Here's the pitch from Wolfley upstairs, and it's 2-0.
Like I say, this is a kid that didn't play the first game because of the suspension that was levied by the WIA. An automatic one game plus the next game. Again, I don't think there was any malice involved with it. It just he may have just forgot to slide into home, and that's required. That's something you have to do, obviously, for the safety of the catcher.
2-0 the count. Here's Wolfley's third offering. That's a strike inside corner, and it's 2-1 now on Dubnicka. Nobody out. Runner at second on a leadoff ground rule double from Pulvermacher. He's at second base. Wolfley getting the signs from Campbell. And Wolfley,
flags are pretty dead.
Comes set. Here it is. Center. Swing and a drive to left again. March, though, under this one. Pulvermacher will not tag, and the throw will come into Berghammer. And there is one out on a fly to March.
One note, night game, especially 10 o'clock at night, sometimes you think the lights can have an effect. The Cougars did have one night game this year. They played Madison LaFollette under the lights at Warner Park in Madison. So I obviously can't speak for Arrowhead, but the Cougars do have one night game, so it's not something totally new for them.
Had no indication about where or when these were played, I guess. They didn't even have home or away listed. So now the batter will be Nick Woolfield. And he comes in hitting .368. So a lot of these guys carrying pretty good batting averages. And the first pitch from Wolfley, curveball low and away for ball one. Woolfield playing center field. He's a junior for the Warhawks. One down. And Wolfley comes set. Here it is. Low again, and it's 2-0.
And when you talk to Vic, after their win over King, you don't want to get too far ahead, but he talked about we've got to play a clean game, and if they can get out of this inning without giving up a run on a ball that I'm sure March will come back and say I should have had that. That's a ball I got to catch. I just lost my footing, and
there's the pitch and outside corner, a strike. 2-1 on Woolfield.
Like I say, the problem for Craig right now is even if you get this kid here, I'm not sure how much I want to pitch to Holtz. I mean, again, he's likely to be the state player of the year with the numbers that he put up, and he's sitting on the on-deck circle with first base open.
There's a ball low and away. Wolfley wanted the corner, but it's 3-1 on Woolfield. Runner at second. There's one out for Arrowhead. Craig with a 1-0 lead on an RBI double from Noah Berghammer in the top of the first. Wolfley getting the signs from Campbell. Comes set, and here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled. Out of the stadium again, first base side. And it's now full 3-2.
Full count, and again, first base open. I'm not sure, that splitter's been his out pitch all the last 2 years. Just don't know this early in the game if he's got enough confidence to throw it 3-2, because you certainly don't want to put another runner on base.
He gets the sign, comes set, nobody holding Pulvermacher. Here's the pitch, and low, and Wolfley walked him. And now here comes Jeff Holtz, the catcher, with 2 on and 1 out.
Yeah, and his numbers are a little bit staggering when you look at him. 8 home runs, 32 RBIs, just kind of a man-child. He was also the quarterback on the football team, and just a big man, big kid. What
is he at here? Let's see. Where's Mr. Holtz? 6'4", 220.
Yeah, that's good size.
Here's the pitch. Wolfley gets him on an outside fastball for strike 1.
And important there to get ahead, because now you can go after him a little bit. You get behind, and you're forced to come with that fastball that he may be sitting on. So right here, he may try to get him to hit his pitch and try to keep him from going anything in the gap.
Curveball 0-1, swing and a miss from Holtz, and it's 0-2 now.
Yeah, and I think that was probably the splitter right there. That's his out pitch, and again, if he's on and he's ahead in the count, it's almost impossible to hit that pitch.
So it's 0-2. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Here's the offering, and outside Campbell had set up there, and Holtz did not offer.
No, he was. I think he looked back and said, well, you're like 6 feet outside. There's no way I'm going to swing at that pitch.
1-2 now the count on Holtz. Boy, if Craig can get out of here after that first one, that would be great. Here's the pitch. Inside, and he goes down on strikes.
There's
low inside, and Holtz went fishing and came up empty.
Now, when you watch it on the replay, again, I know the people at home don't have that advantage, but it just drops off a table, and it looks so good coming in, and then it just falls. I mean, right there, it's just like it's off a table, and it's so hard to pick up. And
Wolfley with the strikeout of the cleanup hitter, and almost out of it, but you got to take care of Bryce Toussaint.
Yep.
The shortstop, who's batting .319 coming into today. First pitch, also a strike, taken by Toussaint.
And again, that's going to be key the entire game for Mitchell, is to get ahead, because once he gets ahead, then Pat Campbell can reach into his bag of tricks and say, okay, we're going to make them chase and hit our pitches.
0-1 the count to Toussaint. Here's Wolfley's offering again. It's hit back up the middle. Berghammer ranging, flips to second. Hessling covers, and the Cougars get out of it.
Nice.
6-4 on the fielder's choice, and they work around 1 hit. No runs, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Through 1, Craig 1, Arrowhead nothing. Back at Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium, Grand Shoot, WIAA State Boys Baseball Tournament. Top of the second coming up for Janesville Craig, and the 7, 8, 9 hitters are due up for the Cougars. Clark Schmaling, Jacob Hessling, and Ross March. Craig on top, 1-0. Hits are even at 1 apiece.
I think Neuroscience Group Field tonight, we ought to go back to Neuroscience Sleep Apnea Field tonight.
You had an hour and a half to work on all this stuff.
I'm just saying. Put some electrodes on Vic Herbst and let's see what happens. See if he's got REMs going or not yet. What time is it? 4? 3?
The sun is coming up very soon. So Davis Zeitzus is on the mound for his second inning of work, and here's Schmaling. .318 batting average coming into today.
Schmaling got the rally going the first game with a sac fly to right field, and
takes a strike in the outside corner from Zeitzus, and it's 0-1. Hessling due next, and then March. 1-0 Craig, top of the second. Taking a little longer for his sign from his catcher Holtz. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Second base wants it. Bartolone out on the grass, and he makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down for the Cougars. And here comes Hessling.
And, when you look at the Craig lineup, you think, wow, they lose so much talent. All these Division I kids, Campbell's going to Illinois, and Berghammer to Minnesota, Brennan's going to Judson. But, there's a lot of kids coming back next year, and you can start with the 2 pitchers that we've seen today, Overly and Mitchell Wolfley, and that's a pretty good place to start.
So here's Hessling, 275 coming into today. And here's a curveball to start off with. It's the outside corner somewhere. And it's strike one.
Riverside strike.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jim Krause is smiling down saying there's a Riverside strike.
Hessling with an RBI and a stolen base. And we've got a ball on the field from the kids out and right.
That should have been home 3 hours ago.
Where's your paddy wagon?
Yep. Mom ran out of money for the concession stand, so now they're just on the hill playing ball. And
well, when you pay $9 for a hot dog and a drink.
A jumbo hot dog, no less.
Not really that jumbo.
No,
but anyway.
It wasn't.
0-1 the count. Zeitzus into his windup, and here's the pitch. It's down low and blocked by Holtz. It scoots away from him. I have nothing bad to say about this facility. It's absolutely awesome. It's
perfect. It's a perfect day to play.
Yep.
It's just too bad that the two premier teams in the state are playing at 10 o'clock at night. It's just too bad.
So Hessling, even at a ball and a strike. Here comes Zeitzus back. Check swing, but a strike anyway. He held up, but it hit the outside corner, and it's 1-2 now. March due next, and then back to the top. There's one out for Craig in the inning. And here comes the windup. 1-2 delivery. Bouncer to short. Toussaint has it on a short hop. Throws in the dirt. Picked by Jacob Johnson. And there's 2 up and 2 down. Good play by Johnson over there at first.
Yeah, that's twice now with the Arrowhead between the pitcher and the shortstop. Instead of just throwing the ball, they're aiming it. And both of them were one-hopped.
So 6-3 on the putout. And here's March, the left fielder. 294 coming into today. Trying to start something with 2 outs. And as you said, he's done it before. And the opening pitch is a curveball that lands upstairs for ball 1.
And really for Craig in the postseason, I mean, it's something that Vic talked about. It's so demoralizing to the other team when you can manufacture a run or two every inning. And we saw Craig score 5 out of 7 innings the last game against King. And that's been their formula this postseason, is to just try to put something up on the board every inning. And obviously, if you can do that, you're going to probably have a lot of success, I would bet.
There's a strike. 1-1 the count as March took one on the lower half. Zeitzus has his sign and the windup. Curveball again drops in a little bit low for a ball. 2-1.
Now, he's just not getting any location with his curveball right now, and he's had to rely on the fastball.
2-1 the count to Ross March, the left fielder for the Cougars. And here it is, check swing. And they appeal to... They don't appeal.
The home plate umpire said he went around. And again, let's look at the replay. But I don't buy that. Nope. That didn't... I might have asked for some help there.
So it's 2-2 on March. Zeitzus into his windup. Here he comes. Smack to second, but backhanded and really eaten up, but stays with it. Throws to first, but he's in there. Backhanded play by Bartolone, the second baseman, that he probably should have made.
Yeah, that was played poorly by Bartolo. You got to get in front of the ball.
Yep.
I mean, you can't backhand everything.
He ranged only 2 steps and then just kept it on a backhand.
He wasn't hit hard enough to backhand. He could have got in front of that and made the play easily. So the second error of the game for the Warriors and
Warhawks,
Warriors, yeah.
Sure.
I'm still astonished they have a giant A on the front of their uniforms.
Back to the top of the order, and Dan Blomgren, who will bat twice in 2 innings. March is at first, 2 outs. Blomgren swings at the first pitch. It's popped down the right field side. Sliding catch is made by Alex Tankey right near the tarp in foul territory.
Nice play.
Yes, it was. So for Janesville Craig, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. We are going to the bottom of the second. It's still 1-0 Janesville Craig. Josh Goldberg, John Barry at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. Mitchell Wolfley out for his second inning of work. For the Arrowhead Warhawks, they'll send up the 6, 7, and 8 batters. It'll start with Alex Tankey, followed by Zach Carrolls, the DH, and Joey Bartolone, the second baseman. Tankey comes in batting .351 today and will lead it off for the Warhawks. First pitch coming. Swung on, popped up. It's going to land right in front of us here. And bounces up to the press box. Coach Tom Imhoff really wanted
Bill O'Leary yelling at us that we should have caught that. Bill O'Leary sporting a red shirt to watch Craig play. That's Bush. I forgot to get the memo that Craig's colors are not red and white. Former Craig football and wrestling coach sporting red and white.
Going to fit in with the Arrowhead fans,
yes.
Not to be mistaken. 1-1 the count to Alex Tanky. Oh, man. Here's the pitch. Strike 2, 1-2. You have to forgive us. We're a little bit punchy.
I've only had 300 sprees and 9 Snickers bars, so I'm fine.
1-2 counts. Here's the pitch from Wolfley. Popped up. Is he going to stay in here? It's near the dugout. Malmanger has got it for out number 1.
Great pitch there, 1 and 2 from Wolfley. Just had all he was trying to do was protect at the plate, and Tanky had no chance, and 1 out for the Cougars.
1 up and 1 down for Zach Carrolls. He's the DH, and a good DH that he is this season, hitting .438.
Now that's a nice job if you can get it.
So Wolfley to work on Carrolls. Here it is. Strike 1 looking.
And again, I think that's the 5th batter in a row that Wolfley's got ahead 0-1, and that's going to be big for this game.
And the windup here is the pitch. Curveball swung on, belted to left field. March is going to have to chase this one into the gap. They just moved Brennan to right center. This is going to be at least a double. Here comes the throw to Berghammer, and another double for Arrowhead, as they have now a man on second and 1 out for Joey Bartolone. That one was ripped.
Yeah, that was hit hard.
They had moved Brennan just to the right of second base, and that one was pulled by Carrolls to left center.
And that was a curveball that Wolfley's got to get down a little bit more. I mean, that was just right in the perfect wheelhouse for him to hit that one hard, and back with a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. So another opportunity for both teams to see if Craig can get out of this. And right now the difference in the game is, we talked about it, is who played the cleaner game. And Arrowhead with two errors, one of which led to an unearned run, as Blomgren scored after reaching on an error. So
Bartolone calls for time, and now back in there. Wolfley checks the runner. Here comes to the plate, swing and a miss. Bartolone, a .311 hitter coming into today. He's got a home run, and Wolfley and Campbell may be crossed up on signs, or maybe they're concerned about Carrolls watching what they're doing at second and maybe just switching things up a little bit.
Again, usually it's a right arm extended as a fastball, or you make some kind of motion out there at second to let the hitter what's coming, but I don't think that's the case there. I think it was just he may have got crossed up on that last pitch.
Here's the offering from Wolfley outside. Campbell throws down to second. It's high, and the runner is back. Not afraid to crank that arm up.
And that's one thing we talked with Vic about last game, because once again, Jacob, who's as good as there is defensively, picked up an error that last game doing that same thing thrown behind. And Vic said he's just got to slow down and realize that his arm is strong enough that he just needs to set himself and make that throw.
Here's the 1-1, and it's a 9-iron up to Luke Malmanger, and a pop fly to first that Malmanger didn't even have to move for, and there's 2 down for Jacob Johnson, the senior first baseman, the number 9 hitter. Runner at second. Craig trying to strand him again.
That was more of a sand wedge, I got to believe. I think the 9-iron would have gone a little further.
A little further?
Yeah, I think that was a nice sand wedge there. Get out of the bunker. So again, bottom of the order here. Good spot for Wolfley to get out of here and still have that 1-0 lead with the meat of the order coming up for Craig.
High fastball, maybe a bit outside for ball 1. 1-0. Craig with a 1-0 lead, putting a mark up in the top of the first. 1-0 the count on Jacob Johnson. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a line drive to center. Brennan moving over to his left, and he's got it on the line. So no runs, 1 hit for Arrowhead, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 2 in the semifinal game to go to the state championship. It's 1-0 Janesville Craig. Josh Goldberg, John Barry out for inning number 3. Do we have a pitching? Nope. Zeit Zeus still on the mound.
Zoot Suit Riot still out there.
Janesville Craig will bat the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. So we'll start with Jake Campbell.
We got something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but one of the on-site supervisors, there's something going on in the Craig dugout. I don't know if it's a personnel thing or somebody's not where they're supposed to be or onto the field or something. But, yeah, he just said, okay, you guys stay back.
All right. 1-0, and Campbell will step in. And the opening pitch from Zeitzus. Here it is. Curveball. That one dropped in lower, but still wound up high.
Don't think I've said this all year, but Jake Campbell is due. He's due to put a charge into one. I'm not saying a home run, but he didn't really hit the ball hard in game 1, and he's due to hit one.
Here's a high and inside pitch from Zeitzus, and it's 2-0 on Campbell, who flew out deep to left field in his first at bat.
How about a gapper to left center?
That'll do.
Yeah. Leadoff double to start the inning.
And the 2-0. High again, 3-0 from Zeitzus. Craig with a 1-0 lead. Arrowhead owns the hit column, but Craig has it where it counts, and they're looking to add. Here's the 3-0. Zeitzus comes right down the middle for a strike, and it's 3-1.
If Vic would have given him the green light there, he might have hit that one to Green Bay.
Right up I-41
right
there.
into Lambeau.
3-1 pitch. Here's the windup. Here it is. Campbell swung and he missed.
Heads out in left field. So I think Jake was trying to get into that one. Now 3-2, choke up a little bit, just put the ball in play.
Full count on the Craig catcher. Looking to start something here in the top of the third. Here it is. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again, full. Campbell drafted a little bit later. That was a good article you guys pulled from the Journal-Sentinel about how that worked out.
Yeah, it's there's so much going on.
So many moving parts.
People don't understand that. Don't read too much into that.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Campbell goes down on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts today for Jacob.
And again, on the replay, his head's out in left field. Just not a good swing there by Jake. And he'll be the first one to tell you that. Sometimes you get into one of those little ruts where, you just aren't seeing the ball very well.
And here's Luke Malmanger, also a strikeout victim in the first inning. And the pitch bounces up there, backhanded by Holtz. 1-0.
Going to be a tough decision, though, for that All-State between Holtz and Campbell and, the Wanakee catchers headed to Arkansas. I mean, a pretty good crop of catchers, and I don't know how many they named the first team. If they have maybe a catcher and a utility guy, I'm not sure. But, I can't believe Jake Campbell and Holtz don't both deserve to be, first team All-State.
Malmanger takes a strike. Here's the 1-1. Smacked up the middle and a base hit outside of the reach of Bryce Toussaint, the shortstop. So a 1-out single for Malmanger, Craig's second hit.
And it brings up Craig's hottest hitter today, and Noah Berghammer, who's 3 doubles on the day.
Yep. So Malmanger aboard.
Vehicle stopped on the highway. And
nobody pulled over.
Back of the stadium. I think that's probably the morning paper being delivered.
I think they just want to watch the game.
Well, that could be.
It's a good view from out there if you're elevated over the wall. So Malmanger at first pitch to Berghammer, taken for a strike. Noah just kind of cocks his head and says, okay.
Yeah, or they're checking for curfew and saying, look, you got about half an hour, we want you out of the park. Timber Rattlers got a game tomorrow.
Yeah. It's 0-1 to Berghammer. Again, an RBI double that gave Craig the lead. And here it is. Blocked by Holtz. Malmanger takes off, and Holtz can't come up with it. And Luke heads up and makes it to second. I think if Holtz gets that on that first bounce, maybe he has a chance.
Yeah, not a stolen base, obviously, but you give him he advances to second on a wild pitch, and the Cougars are runner in scoring position again. Noah, when he's just stays back and, just lets the bat do the work, he's been productive today, and hopefully we're going to see that again at this at-bat.
So runner in scoring position is Malmanger. Here's the 1-1 down low for 2-1 on Berghammer. So good position for Craig right now with 1 out. 2-1 pitch from Zeitzus. In there for a strike. 2-2, and Berghammer kind of knew that one.
Yeah, and we started the season, I think Noah was batting second.
Yep.
We saw him drop down to as low as sixth, and I think now he's in a spot at number 4 in that cleanup where he's been very productive. So I think they found a home for him there.
3-1 the count. No, it should be 2-2, shouldn't it? Think so. Here it is. And taken for strike 3, and Berghammer is gone. Berghammer down on strikes, and now it'll be Tresson Kussmaul.
And the Cougar faithful have a legitimate gripe there. That ball was low, and I don't think that's a strike in Little League even. But still a chance the Cougars here if Kussmaul can clutch up and get Malmanger in from second.
Here's the pitch. In there for strike 1, taken by Kussmaul.
And this is kind of getting in that area that Vic's talked about earlier this season. Craig has struggled at the plate when they get too selective. You know, you just got to get up there. That first pitch of the sequence might be your best one to hit.
It's fouled off first base side over the roof again. And 0-2 quickly to Tresson Kussmaul. So Zeitzus trying to strand Malmanger at second. Kussmaul trying to give him the lead. Here's the pitch. Curveball again drops outside. And it's 1-2 now on the Cougar right fielder. Here's the pitch. Outside again, 2-2 on Kussmaul. Malmanger still at second.
Trying to pitch him outside. If Tresson can just go with a pitch and dump something into right field, Malmanger's going to score easily. There's a big gap in right and right center.
2-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. In the dirt, blocked by Holtz, and it's full now on Kussmaul. Tresson steps back in. On deck hitter would be Brennan next if Kussmaul can reach.
Another junior in this lineup that'll be back next year. So again, the cupboard won't be bare next year for the Cougars.
Here's the pitch. Down low, and it's a walk for Kussmaul. He works his second walk in as many plate appearances. And now there's 2 on and 2 out.
That was good at bat there.
So Brennan, who grounded to second on a fielder's choice, will get another crack at it and try not to end another inning as he did in the first and try to cash in with a runner in scoring position.
A lot of pitches again this inning for Zoot. So
opening pitch from Zeitzus is in for a strike on the outside corner.
Are we sure on that pronunciation there?
That's what I heard.
Okay, all right.
Coach Pat Campbell call him.
Okay, well,
I did not hear Zoot Riot in any of that.
Well, all right. Well,
you can call him that. That's fine. I'm sure he's never heard that before.
No, ever, not once.
There's a ball dropping low and outside. 1-1 on Brennan.
I believe that was the Stray Cats that had that song.
Big karaoke hit.
Yes.
Here it is. Swung on, popped up.
Get out.
Foul. Gonna make the seats just barely. Good catch.
Oh,
by the should-be sleeping youngster.
Yes.
He's got his ball glove and
that was a nice catch.
Gonna catch a souvenir and not give it back. Like, yeah, throw it in. Nope, keeping it.
So you guys, I told you I should have brought my glove.
Right. He was probably the one who threw the ball on the field earlier, too.
He probably was, too.
1-2 the count to Brennan. Runners at first and second. 2 down. Here it is. High and outside, evening it at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
JJ headed to Judson College in Elgin, Illinois.
Yeah, okay.
Elgin, Illinois, yep. And a kid that really deserved it after he had a really solid summer last year.
There's a hit again, same spot, and it just drops foul in front of the tarp. Right fielder Tanky got over there, but a little bit late. So we'll do it again at 2-2. So, second baseman who also gave Chase Bartolone. He wasn't going to get there, but he's back.
half a county away from getting to that ball.
Brennan still at 2-2. And here's the pitch from Zeitzus. Swung on and fouled against the screen. We'll do it again. Two on, two out for Janesville Craig. 1-0 lead for the Cougars. Here's the pitch. Brennan looks at strike 3, and the inning is over.
Right down the middle.
Yep. So Brennan goes down on strikes, and Zeitzus strikes out the side. He gives up no runs on 1 hit, and there were no errors. Cougars leave 2 on the base paths. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Craig still with a 1-0 lead. Josh Goldberg, John Barry at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. 1-0 Janesville Craig with the lead over Heartland Arrowhead. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. And back to the top of the order for the Warhawks. And it'll be Chandler Pulvermacher, who is trying to set the record for most letters in a first and last name.
Yeah, he's close.
Wind up from Wolfley, and here's the pitch. Outside corner, a strike.
Riverside strike. All right.
It was.
That's okay.
Pulvermacher with that ground rule double to start the game that March couldn't handle in left as he hit the warning track.
March is really deep now.
There's also an outside corner strike. Pulvermacher not liking that, but it's same spot.
Yeah, March is probably 2 steps in front of the warning track right now. That's as deep as you'll see a left fielder play.
Especially for a guy who's hitting, that's an opposite field. That's power. Here's the 0-2, and it's hit to center. Brennan is on it, and there's 1 up and 1 down. That guy hits the ball hard.
Yep. And, you get an out there, but probably 0-2. That's a little too good of a pitch there from Wolfley. You gotta make him chase right there. But fortunately, right at Brennan, and he's going to track those down every time.
Luke Dubnicka will bat the third baseman. The senior flew out to March, and now Campbell and Wolfley going to have a couple of words as Dubnicka will step in.
Probably like, you tired? Yeah, I'm tired, but we got to play. I don't have a choice.
I'm sure that's what they're saying, yes.
You think the pool will still be open when we get back to the hotel? Probably not.
Opening pitch from Wolfley, here it is. Swung on and popped into shallow center. Nobody's going to get this one. Lands right in the middle of Brennan, Hessling, and Kussmaul. And a little flare for a base hit.
Yeah, that was in no man's land.
Yep.
Nothing. He couldn't have walked out and said it any better than that. So, tough break, but hey, it looks the same in the scorebook, and not much you can do about it. But
so the third hit for Arrowhead, and a runner at first with 1 out for Nick Wofield, who walked in the first but was stranded at first. Here's the pitch. Popped up again, shallow center. Brennan ranging to his left, right of the bag, and makes the catch. Now there's 2 gone, both retired by the Craig center fielder for Jeff Holtz, the catcher. Holtz, a strikeout victim on a. You saw a couple of splitters there from Wolfley in that first.
The last one was masterful.
Filthy.
Just dropped off a table. So let's see. I would think you don't want to fastball anywhere near his wheelhouse because he's got too much power, and that's a perfect pitch to start with right there. That splitter down and away, and he has really got
Holtz crossed up.
He doesn't know if he's foot or horseback right now trying to swing at that pitch.
0-1 to Holtz. Runner at first. 2 down. Craig trying to get out. And strand another runner for the third straight inning. Curveball drops in perfectly.
Yep.
Great pitch from Wolfley, and it's 0-2 now to Holtz.
Now you're going to just see outside splitters for the next 2 or 3 pitches just to get him to chase.
Campbell gets the sign. Here's Wolfley set, and he pops him up.
Attaboy.
Shallow left. March is going to have to come a long way, and Brennan, the ball drops. Here comes the runner from third. Then the runner is safe at second. It's 1 apiece. apiece. March and Brennan can't get on the same page, and the ball drops between them, and the game is tied.
Yeah, Brennan's got to take control of that. Anything up that long, more into left field, but Brennan's got to come over, make that call, and it's like Vic talked about. It's that clean play, and you got to play clean when you get in a game like this, because one little flub like that can be the difference, and all of a sudden you're out of the inning against a very good hitter, and instead it's a 1-1 game, and they've got the go-ahead run at second.
It's a base hit, they rule, and Holtz drives in the run, and we're tied at 1 apiece for Bryce Toussaint, and a runner on second now with 2 outs.
They can rule that a hit, but that's two base hits now for Arrowhead that are balls that have to be caught.
Wolfley, a swinging strike on Toussaint, who grounded to Berghammer to end the first inning. So Holtz is at second.
Holtz is not at second. They had a courtesy runner in for Holtz. Yep.
Looks like number 28, Jacob Bore.
Yep.
He looked a little smaller when I glanced out there.
I was going to say, then Holtz shrunk from the time he went from home plate to second, because that kid's not 6'4".
1-1 pitch coming from Wolfley on Toussaint. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
That's tough for Mitchell, too, because you make a good pitch and you think you're out of an inning. And
should have been.
You should have been, and you're not. So, I mean, you got to bounce back. You can't sit and sulk about it and think about it and just realize that, hey, we didn't think 1 run was probably going to be enough anyway. So
outside a ball, and even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Toussaint. Trying to strand the runner without any more damage. Game's tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. Here's the windup and the pitch. Hit foul. Out of play. First base side. So we'll do it again. 2-2 to Toussaint.
March still real deep in left field.
Yep.
That's as deep as I've seen Craig's outfield all year, but obviously Arrowhead, I can understand why.
Curveball hit to third. Blomgren will field it in fair territory. No, the umpire's going to call it foul. Home plate umpire called it foul, and so did the third base umpire, but only after we got the signal from home plate.
Yeah, unfortunately that was the case, because I saw a week ago in Broadhead when Edgerton played Mount Horeb, a ball hit over the third base, and the home plate umpire called it foul. The base umpire ruled it fair, and it was, Grand Central Station after that. Runners didn't know where to go, and they ended up ruling a single, but probably should have been a double, but didn't come back to hurt the Crimson Tide as they ended up winning that game anyway.
2-2 count on Toussaint. Runner goes back to second, and here's the pitch. Ball down low, and it's full now on the Arrowhead shortstop. 3-2 the count. Wolfley with the payoff. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and Toussaint is down on strikes.
Got him swinging ball 4 there.
Wolfley's second strikeout, but Arrowhead gets 1 run on a couple of hits, no errors, but they do strand a runner. 3 complete at Fox City Stadium. It's now Craig 1 and Arrowhead 1. 1-1, top of the 4th here in Grand Chute. Craig will send up the bottom of the order. Same situation as the start of the second inning with Clark Schmaling, Jacob Hessling, and Ross March. Schmaling with a pop to second base in his first at bat.
I watched Craig come in after that half inning, and a lot of times on a play like that with March and Brennan, you'll see one of the coaches stop him and just talk to him, but not a word, just a high fives, let him go, and I think they understand that that's a play they got to make. You don't have to tell them anything, and it's that point in the season where it doesn't do them much good now. I mean, they realize what happened, and it's just a matter how do the Cougars respond.
Outside corner, a strike from Zeitzus to start, and there's a curveball that drops in for strike 2, and it's quickly 0-2 on Clark Schmaling.
Yeah, and again, the Cougars are taking way too many first pitch strikes. You got to be aggressive up there. He isn't walking guys. He's throwing strikes for the most part. You got to get up and get your swings in.
Here's the windup on the 0-2. Curveball again, and a little soft liner to second, and it's caught by Bartolone, and there's one up and one down.
Yeah, that was a kind of a poor swing there from Schmaling, just trying to protect. Yep. And you got to get a better swing on it than that with 2 strikes.
So now the batter will be Hessling. Hessling with a grounder to shortstop in his first at bat. Another breaking ball lands outside and low for ball 1. And it's 1-0 on Hessling.
Let's get something going here. Let's get a little rally and get a
squares
run
to
on the
bunt,
board.
But takes strike 1.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about this replay in here either. It's about every other pitch they show a replay of, and that would have been a good one to see, but they're not going to.
1-1 the count on Hessling. Zeitzus comes to the plate high for ball 2. 2-1. Nice night for baseball. Wind blowing out to center. Not that strongly. 2-1 pitch. Down low for ball 3. 3-1 on the Cougar second baseman. Winner to face Wanakee, who won in 11 innings over Green Bay Preble.
And we didn't expect either team to run much tonight with these 2 catchers, but
there's a pop-up. Holtz is going to have it. Zeitzus is calling for it, and he's got it. Calls off his catcher, first baseman, and third baseman to make the play, and there's quickly 2 up and 2 down.
Yeah, that's a play the pitcher's got to make. You don't want your catcher coming out and making that play.
So here's Ross March, who reached on an error by the second baseman on a sharply hit ground ball that Bartolone tried to backhand and couldn't come up with it. Here's the pitch. And down low a ball to start off March.
March has been the ideal number 9 hitter for Craig. Guy that gets on base. He can be productive when he needs to be with men on base, and he's been like a second leadoff hitter almost for these guys, and that's a big reason where they're at.
March 2-0 now. Took another ball. He's ahead in the count, and here comes Zeitzus. That's outside. 3-0.
And I'm sure Vic will put the right fist up here because you need base runners, especially with that top of the order coming up.
March steps in, but you can guarantee he's not looking to do any damage. He takes a strike right down the middle, and it's 3-1. 1-1 our score, top of the 4th here at Fox City Stadium. Semifinals of Division 1.
I'm calling it the state championship game.
Okay, wind up in the pitch. There's strike 2 taken by March. Divisions 2, 3, and 4 will play tomorrow already in the semifinals.
Yeah, one local team, I guess from the Rock Valley, is Jefferson plays Mosinee tomorrow night.
Here's the 3-2. Outside, and March works a walk. That is the 3rd walk issued by Zeitzus. And back to the top of the order, and Dan Blumgren.
Arrowhead got the bullpen working here, so number 3 working. Derek Polshinsky.
There's a good one.
Yeah, Derek's strictly listed as a pitcher, so he might be the Jacob Faust on the Arrowhead roster.
Blumgren takes outside a ball to start off with 1-0. He's pretty good. I mean, he's been in 11 games and has an ERA of .81.
Yeah, and
that's pretty awesome.
We talked about you can't do much on the bases as far as the catchers go for both teams because they both throw so well and defend so well, but with Blomgren up, a guy that's put the ball in play, March runs pretty well. At some point, you got to try to get the wheels in motion and get something going, and maybe a spot for a hit and run here. If he gets thrown out, then you got the top of the order coming up next inning. 1-0
to Blumgren, and he takes outside for ball 2. 2-0 to the Cougar leadoff man. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored, and flew out to right. March away from first. Zeitzus to the plate. Way outside. 3-0 on the Cougar third baseman.
Dan will be heading to Michigan after next year to follow his brother Jack, who's home this summer playing with the Madison Mallards. So
awesome!
You Janesville people,
head up to the
duck pond. It is a fun place to watch a game too. I mean, it's not just about baseball. It's a fun experience.
3-0 and down the middle for strike one. Blumgren taking all the way. 3-1 the count to the Cougar leadoff man in the lineup.
Draw a walk here. We got Campbell on deck, and again, he's due.
Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Second straight walk, and here comes Arrowhead's coach for another meeting on the mound. 2 on, 2 straight walks. First and second with 2 down. Hasn't called for the ball or signaled to the bullpen yet.
He's at 92 pitches, so he's certainly, unless Campbell were to swing at the first pitch or something, this would probably be his last pitcher or his last batter anyway. So 92 pitches, it's not a overly humid night, but I'm sure he's got a lather going, and we'll see what the Arrowhead coach decides to do, but I would say he'll probably lead him in. He got Campbell swinging last time up, and, again, Jake is, one of these times Jake's he's going to barrel up and hit a ball hard somewhere, and I hope this is the spot where he does it.
So Campbell 0 for 2 with a fly to left and a strikeout. Big spot for him after a couple of walks. 2 men on, and there's 2 down.
Jake just looked at Coach Herbst, and Coach Herbst gave him the finger,
Wait a minute, what?
Pointed at him.
Okay.
Pointed at him and said, okay, this is why you're here.
Swinging a fly down the right field side, but it's twisting foul into the bullpen and bounces out of play.
I hope he didn't give him the finger.
Well,
that wouldn't be very nice.
Caught me off guard there.
That's
I don't know
catcher.
what's happening.
No, he just pointed at him, and there's no signs. There's nothing he's going to give him. It's just, hey,
do your thing.
This is your spot that you were born to be in, and let's see if he can take advantage of it.
Campbell behind 0-1 on that foul ball down the right field line. Outfielder's pretty straight up. Here it is. It bounces in front of Holtz, and he knocks it down. Runners stay at first and second. And it's even now at a ball and a strike. Malmanger's on deck. Had a single in his last at-bat. So next 2 would be nice to get on base for Craig.
Kind of playing him straight away. We haven't seen that a lot this year.
Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike. It's 1-2 on Campbell.
That's probably one Jake could like back right there. That was a pretty good pitch. One he could have driven somewhere. But 1-2, and again, just find a place to hit it hard somewhere.
Zeitzus checks first. Nobody holding either runner, really. And time is called and granted by the home plate umpire. Geez, the last game we saw, somebody wanted time and
didn't get it.
No. You can ask, but you are not necessarily granted.
That's the umpire's discretion. If he thinks the pitcher's too far into his windup, he won't allow it. And
1-2 coming. Here it is. Curveball bounces in the dirt and gets away from Holtz, and the runners will move up. It's 2-2 on Campbell. March goes to third. Blumgren to second with 2 down. So 2 runners in scoring position here. And a base hit could potentially give the Cougars a 2-run lead.
A lot happens with that play because obviously it's much easier to score from third base from second, but more important, it takes the force out. And Jake runs well enough where he hits the ball in the hole, it's short. He's going to beat it out rather than having that guy just make a little leisure throw to second base to get the force out.
2-2 pitch, here it is. Swing and a bat and a smash to left, but on it and playing deep is Pulvermacher, and the inning is over. Man, that's too bad.
That's, again, just off the handle a little bit. Just didn't quite get all of it, and hit it hard but right at him, and the Cougars come up short.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base for Janesville Craig as the Cougars come up empty in the top of the 4th inning. Bottom half coming up. We're tied at 1 apiece, Craig and Arrowhead. 1-1 our score here in the bottom of the 4th, and for the Warhawks, they will send up Alex Tanky to lead off again. Again, mirror image of the 2nd inning for both teams, Tanky, Carrolls, and Bartolone. As Wolfley finishes his pitches, and Campbell throws down to second on a rope as per usual. And we will get it started. Tanky with a pop to Malmanger in foul territory on his first at-bat.
Yeah, that's the guy you'd want up for Craig Campbell or Malminger on that last one. And just, again, Jake got a good swing on it, but just not enough off the barrel of the bat and fly out to deep left. And the Cougars, we remain tied at 1.
And the first pitch is a ball from Wolfley. 1-0 coming up to Tanky. Bouncer to short. On a hop, Berghammer. Quick throw, and he got him. And there's 1 up and 1 down.
Nice play by Noah. Just set himself, got the nice easy throw over there, didn't try to aim it, just let it go. And big out for Mitchell. Let's see if he can bounce back with a scoreless inning here, keep that pitch count down a little bit, and if nothing else, they've already got into Arrowhead's bullpen, I think, after, the starter Zoot Suits at almost 100 pitches. So he's about done, and hopefully the bullpen isn't as strong as we saw from the starter.
So here's Carroll's. He fouls one off the end of the bat. He had a big double to the gap in left center, but was stranded there. So he is 0 for 1. Fouls one back, and the 0-1 from Wolfley. A little bit high and outside for ball 1. Even now at a ball and strike.
I do have one question, Josh.
Yep.
Why do you wear eye black at night games?
Great question.
I thought eye black is to distract the sun.
And there is a strike. Yeah, that's maybe a gamesmanship thing.
Who was the former wrestler? The Warrior?
Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior. They all look like the Ultimate Warrior for Arrowhead.
1-2 the count. Now you're speaking my language. All right. There's a swing and a miss as Carrolls goes diving out of the strike zone. And there's 2 up and 2 down for Joey Bartolone, the second baseman.
Yeah, there's the pull the curtain shade, and off goes the pitch, and he had no chance of hitting that one either.
So 2 up and 2 down for Heartland Arrowhead, and here's Bartolone, who popped out to Malmanger.
And the thing about the splitter, people that are curious why more people don't throw it, it's tough to grip. It's basically held between the first 2 fingers.
There's a strike from Wolfley right down the middle to start off Bartolone.
You hold it on the seams, and it's all in the release point. And if you can't get a good grip on it, or your fingers aren't big enough, you don't get much release. But Wolfley's got it down where he's getting great movement on it.
There's a foul back to the screen. Quickly 0-2 to Bartolone.
A lot of pitchers, high school pitchers, they may go certainly fastball, curveball, some sliders, some may throw a changeup, but not many high school pitchers throw that splitter or the knuckleball.
Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs coming from Wolfley. Campbell sets up outside, and Bartolone does not offer. Bottom of the 4th, we're at 1 apiece here in Grand Chute.
We don't need another 11-inning game either.
It doesn't really bother me so long as they win.
Well, that's true.
Here it is. Outside corner, strike 3. Bartolone is gone, and so are the Warhawks.
Great comeback for Mitchell there.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Set them up and shut them down in order in the 4th. 4 complete. 1-1, Craig and Arrowhead. As we go to the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th, we're over halfway home, hopefully, here in Grand Chute. And a pitching change for the Arrowhead Warhawks. 1-1 our score, and Derek Polchinski is now on for Arrowhead, a .81 ERA. He's 2-0. He's appeared in 11 games. He hasn't started any of them. He's strictly a reliever kind of guy. He's got 17 2/3 innings, given up 14 hits, only 2 earned runs, struck out 13 and walked 4. And the opening pitch is a curveball strike on Luke Malmanger.
Yeah, Luke just wanted to get a quick look there and saw that tantalizing curveball, but I probably was told to take until you get a strike because we're at the point in the game where we need base runners.
Curveball again drops in for strike 2.
And Luke with a nod of his head there like, yep, that was a good pitch too. So now again, get up on the bat a little bit, choke up, and just try to put the ball in play.
And here's the pitch, and a hit to short. Ground ball to Saint on a knee to field it, and throws to first, and there's 1 up and 1 down. Craig needs to get something going.
Yeah, they do. They've been a little stagnant since that first inning, and again
had an ideal situation last inning with 2 on and Campbell up.
Yep, and we go back to that first inning when Blomgren doesn't reach by an error. Craig finds himself down 1-0 right now instead.
So here's Berghammer, a RBI double and a strikeout. Got one of Craig's 2 hits, and the opening pitch is popped up to center. Woolfield ranging to his left. He's got it, and there's 2 up and 2 down.
Right idea from Noah there, swinging at that first pitch because it was right down the plate, but kind of a upward swing, and can't have that. That ball's not going to go anywhere tonight. It's just going to be a routine fly ball, and that's what it was.
So Kussmaul is now up, and he's reached twice on a couple of walks. But there's 2 up and 2 down for the Cougars. High fastball for ball 1.
Polzinski's saying, well, this is pretty easy. I could have done this before.
And the pitch. There's another breaking ball in there for...
That's a nice-looking curveball right there. I mean, that's...
Strike 1.
It's slow. It probably looks like a beach ball when it comes in, and by the time it gets you, it's more like a golf ball.
Here's the pitch. Another curveball. And that one stays a little bit high. 2-1 on Kussmaul.
Key to that is get up in the box, get up in the bat, and just put it in play. Take that break away from the curveball.
2-1. Another one, and it's hit to right. Back on it is Alex Tanky, and the side is retired.
Too easy.
Yep, 3 up, 3 down. Go the Cougars in the 5th. Bottom half coming up. Still tied at 1 apiece with Arrowhead. Bottom of the 5th coming up for the Arrowhead Warhawks. Start with the bottom of the order and Jacob Johnson, and then back to the top. Chandler Pulvermacher, and then Luke Dubnicka.
Time for nightly trivia, Josh.
Oh, boy.
We have the Gin Blossoms, Tonic, and the Replacements coming to beautiful Neuroscience Group Field.
Okay.
What television show put the Replacements on the map?
I have no idea.
Friends.
Okay.
I'll be there for you.
Oh, that's theirs?
That's theirs. That's all they have. So
first pitch is popped to right. Kussmaul is on it, and Jacob Johnson is gone. 1 up and 1 down. Are you going to be here for that?
I will not, but I'm wondering, do they come out and play that song like 19 times and then call it a night?
That's one of those where everybody wants to hear it, everybody's waiting for it, and then they leave, but then they bring it back out, and then they play it. But if you're an opening act, you don't get an encore.
I don't mind the Gin Blossoms. I had a couple of Gin Blossoms albums back in the 90s, so... but I will not be here for that.
First pitch in on the hands. Top of the order is Pulvermacher, and it's fouled away third base side out of play. So 1 up and 1 down for the Warhawks. Pulvermacher 1 for 2 with that ground rule double in the first. And then he lined out to J.J. Brennan in center.
And I think I called them the Replacements. They're actually the Rembrandts.
Yes, the Rembrandts.
The Rembrandts, not the Replacements. That's a movie, I think.
Keanu Reeves.
Yes, but the Rembrandts is one of the opening acts along with Tonic. And I'll Be There For You is their lone hit. And they may be a one-trick pony. Yeah, one-trick pony. I don't remember the Rembrandts doing much since then.
0-2 to Pulvermacher. Here comes Wolfley to the plate. Swing and a miss, and Pulvermacher is gone. Seems like Wolfley's getting a little bit stronger as we move on here.
I was just going to say that. Maybe that runny...
What? Oh, just go into my face. Yeah, I know. You see it when you go around.
Left field to Ross March. A single, and he scored the only run for the Warhawks. That one down low, even at a ball and a strike. 2 down for Arrowhead. Bottom of the 5th. It's 1 apiece.
Cougars went quickly, and Wolfley hoping to do the same with the Warhawks.
And the 1-1. Again, a bender and into left field. March, strong run, and he and Brennan are right there, but they communicate this time, and March makes the catch. So a fly to left, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Top of the 6th coming up. It's 1-1, Craig and Arrowhead. 2 up for Janesville Craig in the top of the 6th. J.J. Brennan, Clark Schmaling, and Jacob Hessling. Try to get something going, back to the top of the order so we can do a little bit of mashing here, or bottom half can score. That's fine.
Yeah, just, again, the way Wolfley's going right now, let's just get a run and hope that that's enough. And bottom of the orders in the postseason has been producing. You know, that's one of the reasons why Craig is putting up numbers every inning, is because the bottom is getting on base and the upper half's knocking them in. So let's hope that's the case right here in the top of the 6th, and the game tied 1-1, and it's getting late.
Polshinski starts with a ball down low on Brennan. And there's one that drops in for a strike. All off-speed stuff.
Yeah, it is. I don't think his fastball could break a pane of glass, but curveball's pretty good.
1-1 pitch to JJ. Curveball again and fouled away in back of him. And Brennan behind 1-2 on Polshinski.
You know, and you look at the Arrowhead, you know, third baseman's way up in front of the bag, not now with 2 strikes, but, you know, the Cougars like to get that bunt down, but just haven't had the chance.
Brennan thought about offering. It bounced in the dirt, blocked by Holtz, but he stayed off, and it's 2-2 now.
And you know if Brennan can find a way on, they will sacrifice him over to second, because JJ runs very well.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, Brennan is gone. 1 up and 1 down for the Cougars. That is the 5th strikeout of the ball game. Brennan's second. He was caught looking back in the 3rd. Now the batter will be Clark Schmaling, who's 0 for 2. A line out and a pop out, both to second base. And he starts off with a ball outside, 1-0.
Yeah, Polshinski's curveball really is effective right now. I mean, the Cougar hitters are way out in front of it. Brennan was way out ahead on that strike 3. And
there's one that drops in for a strike. 1-1.
Again, the key, not that I'm an expert or anything, but the key on that curveball is get up as far as you can in the box and try to take that break away.
There's a high chopper over the mound.
Should beat that out.
That is out at first.
Oh, wow. Great play by the shortstop there.
Coach Yacher can't believe it.
Cougar fans can't believe it, but, I thought
a bang play.
And
we'll see if we can get a replay on it. Schmaling is put out by the third baseman on a high chopping ground ball. And now the batter will be Jacob Hessling, 2 up and 2 down. And I would imagine on a bang bay play, they're not going to show. Here we go.
Here we go. It hit right off the plate, right over the pitcher's head, and the third baseman makes the play. I think he might have got him by a half a step.
Okay.
Yep, I think so. I think it was a good call, and you're always looking for one your way, but I think in that instance that was the right call.
Curveball on Jacob Hessling. Not sure where that was, but
it was upstairs.
2. Okay, 2-0 on Hessling.
Bought at the letters.
All right. 2 up and 2 down for Craig, and Polshinski coming back. There's one for a strike. 2-1.
How many in a row is Craig? I mean, they've...
let's see.
They haven't had a base runner in a while, it doesn't seem like.
That's 6 in a row.
6 in a row, yeah. When Holtz took one off the equipment there, so the home plate umpire is going to go out and hand the ball to the pitcher. And
by equipment, you mean equipment?
Yeah, equipment, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's struggle bus party of 1.
Yep, he's in the alto section right now.
Hands on knees.
Hands on your knees.
Bent over.
Yep. He can only wipe the plate off so many times for that home plate umpire, and he's probably going to tell him maybe a couple more would be good.
Better to walk this one off, sir.
Yep.
It's 2-2 on Hessling, who's also 0 for 2. Polshinski's pitch. And strike 3 called, and Hessling is gone. So Craig goes 1, 2, 3 again, and Polshinski right now has the Cougars' number.
Yes, he does.
He's shut him down twice in 2 innings in a row. Craig, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. It's the bottom of the 6th, still a 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the 6th coming up, and here is the heart of the order. For Heartland Arrowhead, your 3-4-5, Nick Wohlfield, Jeff Holtz, and Bryce Toussaint. But so far, only 1 hit in 6 at-bats for the 3 of them. They've also worked a walk. And they'll start with Woolfield, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch, swinging, and a foul into the mezzanine section.
Wolfley got to try to match Polzinski pitch by pitch because, like you talked about right before we went to break, is Polzinski's in a pretty good groove right now.
Yep, but so is Wolfley.
Yeah, they both are.
He shut him down 6 in a row. Now 7 for Wolfley. Here's the pitch. Inside and low. 1-1 now on Woolfield.
You know, two teams like this that swing the bats as well as they do, and let's face it, they put up a lot of runs this season. This should be a 0-0 game.
Right. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. It's popped up in the infield. Who wants it?
It should be Blomgren's or Berghammer's.
Berghammer calling for it right in front of second base on the grass, and there's 1 up and 1 down as Woolfield is gone. Now to the cleanup hitter and Jeff Holtz.
And I think he's still feeling the effects. I watched him after that inning ended, and he was not moving very quickly back to the dugout. So
Juby?
Yeah, and that's something that just go away.
No, absolutely not. So here's Holtz. He's 1 for 2 with a double. And swings at the first pitch and fouls it back to the screen.
And that one ricocheted off his counterpart, Campbell, there, but I think it got right on the padding, so it looks like he's okay.
0-1, Wolfley ahead of Holtz, who came into this weekend batting .516.
That's not bad.
No. Here it is. And there's a base hit. Roped over third into left field. March gets it in quickly to Berghammer, and Holtz is aboard.
That was very gingerly down to first base, and he will be removed for a courtesy runner. And
looks like Jacob Bray will run again.
He's hurting right now.
Holtz.
You know, when you think about, Yadier Molina just missed about 2 months of the season after getting one. And they're not having surgery. So,
right.
It's just, even with a cup on, it's not an area you want to get hit.
So 1 out, runner at first is Beret running for Holtz, who has 2 hits, and now the batter will be Bryce Toussaint. Wolfley starts him off with the ball up high. Toussaint 0 for 2 with a grounder to shortstop.
Neither team's even attempted a stolen base or even come close to trying to steal a base, so
Wolfley
I wouldn't expect it here either.
Here it is. He squares to bunt, drops at third base side, and it rolls foul. And it's even now at a ball and a strike. Blomgren picked it up halfway.
Yeah, that'd been a tough throw for Dan if he picks that up barehanded, because
right
you're
on
off
the line too.
You're right off. You're off balance. You got to make a sidearm throw, and Toussaint runs pretty well. So, break there for the Cougars that ball skirted foul, or you might have been looking at first and second with 1 out.
1-1 the count to the Arrowhead shortstop. Runner at first. We're tied at 1 apiece. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt again. Now here's third. Blomgren's right on it. Thought about second, but instead goes to first. Malmanger with a throw to second, and they almost got him, but he's back in there.
Right idea.
Yep, for sure. Good throw by Malmanger.
Yep, and that's that throw behind that a lot of teams, as a runner, you don't think about it because you see the ball going to first, and you think, well, is there anybody at third? Can I get there if I get a good jump on it? But he didn't venture off far enough that Malmanger could pick him off, but it was a bang play at second, but just got back in.
Sacrifice bunt by Toussaint, and now Beret, the courtesy runner, is in scoring position for Alex Tankey, who is 0 for 2. And here's the pitch, and up high for a ball from Wolfley.
Infield's got to knock everything down here because obviously with a go-ahead run at second in the bottom of the 6th inning, you can't let anything get through because the outfield, where they're playing right now, a base hit is going to score the run.
Here's the pitch, and a bouncer to short. And Berghammer's going to have to hurry, and the throw, and he got him!
Nice play by Noah.
Yep, Berghammer charges, gets it on the grass, running throw, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. 6 complete. To the 7th we go, still tied at 1 apiece. Craig and Arrowhead. Josh Goldberg and John Barry, top of the 7th. And as we were just talking about off the air, John, this is a great scenario for Janesville, Craig. You've got your 9, 1, and 2 hitters, and then if you can manage to scratch in this inning, you've got Arrowhead's 7, 8, 9 guys due up in the bottom half.
Yeah, it's key. And if you think about it, well, what's the difference between this game and the last game? You said the last game wasn't, it was 2 teams that don't have a chance against either one of these. Well, the difference is this is good baseball.
Right.
I mean, these are kids making plays and good pitching. The last game was just kind of a hodgepodge of different things going on and kicking the ball around and that. So it's just better baseball. I mean, that's the bottom line. But, yeah, if March can find a way to get on here, Blomgren will get him over to second, and then you've got your big boppers coming up with Campbell and Malminger.
Late call on a strike by the home plate umpire after a ball in the dirt. And it's 1-1 even now on Ross March, who has a walk and has reached on an error. Here's the pitch from Polshinski inside for ball 2.
Nearly hit him. That would have been one that, with that curveball, might not have hurt too much. Might have just been able to take his base and shake it off.
2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Curveball again, drops in for a strike. He's Cougars, just automatic.
And the Cougars are just letting too many of those go by. You got to jump on those. Those are too good of pitches. They're too high up in the zone to just watch them go by.
2-2, high fastball, and it's 3-2 now on Ross March. Polshinski has set down 6 in a row for Janesville Craig.
And right now, his fastball's an afterthought. I mean, he's not even hardly throwing. He just threw that one there almost over the backstop.
Here it is, and a swing and a miss, and March goes down on strikes. And Polshinski continues to own Cougar batters since coming in. That's 7 in a row, and back to the top of the order, and Dan Blumgren.
You know, and every Cougar we see go down talks to the on-deck guy and says, what'd you see? Or whatever. Well, what you're seeing is a curveball that's dropping off the table, and you got to get to it early. You can't let it just sit there, and hopefully Blomgren's learned something, and he can get up there, and if that first pitch is that, good after it.
Nope. Fastball outside for a ball. Polshinski has relied on breaking stuff for probably 90% of his pitches. And now it's 1-0. Here's the pitch to Blumgren. And that one also drifts outside.
2-0.
It's 2-0.
Now, sit dead red here and drive if he can drive one again to the gap in right center. You know, we saw it the first game with his speed.
Here's the 2-0. Drops in again for a strike. Blumgren questioning.
I don't think Danny liked that call. It was a little high borderline, but I guess, you know, it's a pitch that's been a strike most of the game.
2-1. And inside 3-1. Blumgren has worked a walk, but he was stranded at second in the fourth.
Good. I mean, this is a great hitter's pitch right here. 3-1. You certainly don't want to walk a guy, so.
Here it is. Strike 2 looking from Polshinski. And it's full now on Dan Blumgren.
Craig is just taking too many good pitches.
Here's the windup. And he swings out of the zone and goes down on strikes. Low and away from Polshinski. Second straight strikeout. Fourth for Polshinski. And now 8 in a row set down. And the batter will be Jacob Campbell.
Yeah, and that was ball 4. And Danny knows that. And you know what? This is when Jake Campbell can swing out of his shoes. Who cares? There's 2 outs. You know, just try to hit one to the moon and back if you can.
Here's the opening pitch. Another big sweeping curveball, but lands upstairs, and it's 1-0. Campbell today is, or I should say tonight, 0 for 3. Here is the pitch. Down low for a ball. 2-0. He's flied to left deep twice, and he's also struck out.
I think Polshinski wanted that call, but it was low. I mean, that was catcher caught in the dirt.
Whoa, the 2-0 pitch coming. There's a strike taken by Jake. 2-1 now.
That one had hit me written all over it, but with two balls on you, I can't, you got to try to get on base. And
here's the windup and the pitch. There's a hit to second. Bartolone has it. Throws to first. Craig, another 1-2-3 inning. Warhawks can win it in the bottom half. Craig's got to shut them down again. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Tied at 1 apiece. Bottom of the 7th here at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. Janesville Craig and Heartland Arrowhead tied at 1 apiece. And due up for the Warhawks will be the 7, 8, 9 spots. Carroll's the DH, Bartolone the second baseman, and Johnson the first baseman. They are a combined 1 for 6. The lone hit a double from Carroll's in the second, and they were stranded.
And regardless, and hopefully it ends with a Craig win, but regardless of what happens, Mitchell Wolfley's pitched a great game. I mean, this is probably easily the best lineup he's seen all season, and he's done everything you would want from your starting pitcher. He kept you in the game. The run he allowed should have never happened. I mean, it's just a great, great performance from Mitchell Wolfley tonight.
Opening pitch from Carroll's is high and tight. or 4 Carols, I should say, from Wolfley, and it's 1-0. Arrowhead could win it here in the bottom half. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and hit high and deep to left field. March is back on it, and this ball is gone. It's a walk-off, lead-off home run for Zach Carols, and this game is over 2-1. Janesville Craig's season ends in the blink of an eye.
His first of the season, too.
Wow.
His first of the season, and Vic is going after the umpires because I think the batter flicked his helmet off before he got to home plate.
That ball was launched.
Technically, that's illegal, and that's what Vic's telling him right now is the batter flicked his helmet off before he got to home plate, which is not allowed in high school. And
well, nevertheless,
I don't think they're going to call it, obviously, but Craig kids are just stunned. I mean, that kid's first home run of the year, and comes in the state semifinal game, and what a tough loss for the Cougars. Mitchell Wolfley, again, pitched a great game and just one bad pitch. I mean, that's what it comes down to. He made one bad pitch, and Carroll's deposit over the left field fence, and what a heartbreaking way for the season end for the Cougars, but take nothing away from them. They prove once again they are one of the top programs in the state.
2-1 our final. We'll wrap it up here at Fox City Stadium. Janesville Craig falls to Arrowhead. We'll be back after this from Carpets Plus, Budget Truck and Auto Body, and Blackhawk Community Credit Union on WCLO Janesville Beloit and online at WCLO.com.